Good evening, everyone. I am Couch23, joined here by Marty56. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing fine. I'm pretty excited to see this match right here. Poidrac and Smaepdii both are admins of the Free Enterprise Discord and just the community in general. So I'm very excited to see them face off against each other in this match.
Yeah, definitely agreed. Poidrac's got some Moogle names over there,
Pretty
and
nice.
Smaepdii. I'm not sure what Smaepdii's names are.
I know Smaepdii really likes Fire Emblem, so that could have something to do with it. But yeah, what do you think about these objectives?
I think the objectives are pretty spicy. They're not quite up on screen yet, but we have basically just to have to find two key items and moon access. We need a pass, and we need a Luca key.
It's very interesting. Double Panquist means that I feel like Faithful Bull is going to become a pretty important, play. Like, do I Faithful Bull or do I want to take Sheila 1? Like, when do you do those checks? How long are you going to fade it? Put it off, or are you going to put it off at all? Like, I think that's an interesting question to ask in this kind of situation where it's like, well, if I can do those checks really efficiently, but if, Sheila 1 or Fabul happens to have the pan and I faded, that's a really big disadvantage. So when do you take those checks and when do you not?
Yeah, definitely. What do you think is the most interesting starting item we could get here?
Well, Pan would be interesting, but it would also be really boring. So, like in the sense that it would kind of make decision making a lot interesting. I think early underground access would be pretty interesting and spicy here for a lot
I'd
of
like
reasons.
I'd like to see a starting Darkness Crystal,
Yeah, I
because that
that's
could open up a lot of different routing choices for our
mm.
runners.
Darkness is going to be really interesting with these objectives because yes, there's 5 checks and you've got your grind options there and there's the gated shop, but there are no objectives down there up there and there's no guaranteed value up there, so it'll be really interesting to see like with the starting darkness what they do. But our runners are off and we're going to get 2 black mages, uh a karate and a legend sword. So
All right, so well, we already got half of an objective right away there, and getting Rydia this early is pretty sweet. We get early access to Warp. Rydia learns Warp at 12, and it's pretty important.
yeah, compared to Palom, who learns it at 29 or 30, I don't quite remember, but yeah, Legend Sword's actually quite the interesting key item here because it's yet another quick like gateway to go mode because in Adamanta there's one objective down, so really like this seed is looking awfully jetty, and I think if I were either of the runners right now, I would be losing my mind because this could just be super jetty and scary. Like the biggest trouble with these objectives could potentially be complete sealed cave, and now you have a potential, way to just say no, I'm not being sealed cave.
Yeah, and we see both runners going to the watery pass here. We're gonna get a free character, gonna get some possible pretty good loot, and another Palom. So we got two Paloms in Iridia right now. This is pretty interesting.
Yeah, mage parties early on. The thing about mage parties is that you don't need nearly as much equipment as a fighter. However, the trade-off for that is that you need a lot more levels, and depending on what grind options are available, that's gonna be interesting to see here. But yeah, both of our runners taking very similar paths. A defense sword in the waterfall chest that I believe both of our runners picked up. That is Kane's best weapon, and it's just a really, really good pickup there.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a poison axe in one of those first chests as well. So if we find a Sid, we'll have some pretty solid damage there as well.
Yep, Poidrac is actually opting to go through and I'm assuming going to do the full dip here. Now, it's an interesting play here because the loot here is really, really good, but you're also losing a pretty big chunk of time here by just going all the way through here, especially if there's not much of valley here. However, if the loot here does turn out to be really good, then that's going to be a really nice advantage for Poidrac here.
Yeah, having exit here would save quite a large amount of time, but not having exit, you're gonna have to walk all the way back out. And thank you, Jeffy, for that resub. 2 months. Welcome back.
Yeah. here it looks like Smaepdii is gonna be checking the Damson character because of the free characters being on here. We're gonna get quite a bit of character checks early on, which is gonna give our runners a pretty nice amount of options for just how they want to develop their party here. And we're gonna see another black mage here, so
Looking pretty stacked here early on, damage-wise. If we find a Bahamut, that'd be pretty neat.
Yup, what the Hob summon is, because in this flag set, if you actually go up to Hobs and go to the front where usually Radia learns Fire 1, you can actually get a random summon there. I don't believe it can be Bahamut, but it can be pretty helpful.
Yeah, I mean, you can get Sylph, you can get like, there's a lot of Radia summons are really good this early, as long as you get the MP to cast them.
And it looks like Titan, so Diet Quake, so that's gonna be pretty nice, although it's gonna take it's gonna take some levels to get the MP, but Titan's okay. You do get it after completing Dwarf Castle, but early game it's nice.
Yeah, it just has a fairly decent cast time, actually.
Yep, so there's better things to get, but I mean, I'll take Titan any day over, Cockatrice.
Oh yeah, no, definitely agree there.
So yeah, Smaepdii's also gonna be checking who the character at the top here is, and yeah, I definitely agree here with this play. You have a defensor for this Kane, and the boss isn't gonna be that terribly bad here, so yeah, most likely gonna be menuing that defensor on here and gonna be taking care of this Dark Elf is not a problem. Poidrac has actually found a shop with a curse string in it, so that's real nice to play on here.
Yeah, the Stark Elf fight's gonna be pretty easy. They got a whole bunch of damaging items and 2 twins, so.
Yeah, this should be over fairly quickly here. Yep, he's already changing. Kane should be hitting for a pretty nice amount here, and the spot doesn't have. It's also going to be a pretty nice experience boost for the Palams here. This spot actually gives a pretty nice chunk of experience for where it is in the game, so yeah. Gonna be nice to see here.
Poidrac going to Damson to check out the character. Maybe loot the basement, maybe not. Not quite sure, because I don't know. That's one of those that I'm thinking about starting to skip, just because there's barely like anything in there usually.
Yeah, I think that depends a lot on what you pick up from, the standard things like, you got Watery Pass, which can be really good. I definitely agree with Poidrac fading it here because he completely looted all of Watery Pass. There's not much you can pull there, and a lot of the other loot he could just get along the way from, Antlion and stuff. But in the meantime, he's actually going to be checking the city, and he's going to be finding an edge here, so that's real good. And a Rosa, wow, okay.
Yeah, saving that Radia for later could be really good for anchoring as well, if needed. So that's a pretty smart play.
Yep, resetting out of the Radia at the top of Damson and getting rewarded with an Edge, who is the highest level character you can start out with in this flag set, who is actually not allowed in this flag set. So yeah, it's always really nice to find an Edge here. You can pretty much find him anywhere. No, you can find him everywhere. So yeah, it's really nice. And he's also going to be finding Sylph in the item shop there. So yeah.
And exits as well, since we don't have a Tele quite yet, and we still don't have White Mage, so those exits will be a good purchase as well to cut off a fair amount of walking time that Smaepdii will be doing running out of this cave when he's finished.
Well, we do have a White Mage in Rosa that Poidrac picked up, but Rosa actually learns exit through completing completing Zot, which you need the Earth Crystal for, and we don't have that yet. So
that's more or less what
your point still stands. So yeah, in the meantime, Smaepdii is gonna go through Antlion here. Looted. I think he looted a nice chunk of it here. So this is typically one of the opening checks most of the runners do here. It has 1,000 HP, and the loot it's pretty dense loot location, and the boss is not threatening in the slightest. So yeah, it's just a really nice check to get out of the way early, and yeah, we'll see what this is.
Poidrac gonna go pick up that Kang up on the top of Hobbs here.
Yep. Ooh, and we're gonna see a Lunar Sparkle. And killed him, so that's not going to be much of an issue for our runners here. Should get through it fairly quickly with Twin and Kane. Yup, that's most of the damage done already.
Nice and easy. The good thing about having Rydia is that she's going to gain levels really quick and get that MP way up there.
Yeah,
so
Rydia is
double experience here.
Rydia, I believe, is the lowest level starting character. It's starting at level 1. You can correct me on that, but I believe I am. Right?
No, you're right.
Yeah. So yeah, she will basically get slingshot in almost any party, and wow, a white spear there. That's Kane's second best weapon right there. So just Kane's looking real nice here.
It's also pretty good ammo for that edge. The white spear is throwable and does a considerable amount of damage.
Yeah. So even more Kane here. Unfortunately, gonna have to walk out of here, but it's not that long of a walk. So yeah.
Yeah, the exits do save a small chunks here and there. Nothing like it's going to be minutes of time save because a lot of those that are really long walks you can't exit out of due to cutscene limitations.
Yep, and it looks like Smaepdii is going to be going straight to City here, and he's going to get rewarded with his edge and the Rosa here. So yeah, both of our runners are relatively even when it comes to, characters and gear here, so yeah. And Poidrac's going to be walking over to Antlion here. He's going to also check this.
Smaepdii having a tough time making a decision on who to get rid of here, ending up getting rid of a Palom and a Rydia to replace this Edge and Rosa. So we're getting pretty stacked, and getting that back row glitch on Edge is pretty good as well.
Yep, and a curse string. I believe both of our runners have found curse strings already. I know I saw them in a shop on Poidrac's side, and I know that Smaepdii has one because I've seen it in his inventory. So yeah, the anchoring's pretty much sold.
So at this point in the seed, what is your next play if you're Smaepdii or Poidrac? Do you go Fabul? Do you go up Ordeals? Do you just go to Baron and try and knock out the Baron end bosses?
With this party, particularly the Edge and the Defense Sword Kane, I like going to Baron in because Ordeals is 3 bosses. The character's nice, but I'm relatively happy with my party at this point in time. And Baron in is just less bosses, and you can get through it fairly quickly. And I don't want to do Fabul right now with double pan quests, so I think I like doing Baron in here.
Yeah, Fabul is kind of hard to route in, especially if you have 2 pan quests, and you're just kind of like, well, I guess I could maybe put it off because it's only 1 key item. You've got all these other options available right now.
Yep, but just as we say that, Poidrac's going to be going to Fabul here. Now this play still makes sense because it's a very quick check here, and it's also nice to just get the experience and get the levels here, and it also lets you get some shop checks out of the way, which is always nice. Especially in S standard, where curse strings can be anywhere, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah, definitely. Even having an edge just makes this fight really fast. It's relatively low HP, and Smaepdii's making their way up Ordeals. I kind of like the Ordeals play. It sets you up for you're just grabbing Tilla later without even thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's perfectly acceptable. Like, I would personally do Baron in, but this play makes a lot of sense too because it's nice just getting to see the character and getting Tella and Cecil if you find a good weapon for him down the line. Like, it's nice to get this out of the way here, so you don't have to come back later. And those 3 bosses, Demist is on, so if there's a wild Demist here, and your opponent has faded it, that could be a pretty big advantage here.
Yeah, definitely. And we're seeing Val over on Poidrac's side. Val Ifable is usually pretty rough unless you have a cane, and then, I mean, Val's usually pretty simple to take down if you have a cane.
Yep, and that's gonna be over with here. Now, interestingly, because of Avalist is at Fabul, this means that our only way underground cannot be behind Fabul. So if this is a hook, for example, Poidrac will know for a fact that there is a Magma key somewhere. But
Yeah,
instead, it's just gonna be a rat tail. So
yeah, that's always good to know.
Only underground access can also not be in Moon, and it can also not be in Odin's spawn. So I believe first spot at our deals, we have a Vanilla Mylon and friends here. So
Yeah, Vanilla Mylon's really easy, low damage, survivable lit ones. So really not too much to worry about here.
yep. I mean, we got what? Defense, Sword Cane, an Edge, Sylph, Palom with tier 2s. Like, this is gonna be over fairly quickly here.
Yeah, I think you only have to get through like 2200 HP due to Mylon's Oh My Body script.
Now, Poidrac has actually just found a Leviathan in the Silvera, in one of the Silvera bushes. That's going to be really nice for that Rydia. It's one of her I think it's her second best summon.
Yeah, definitely second best summon.
Yes, definitely. A really powerful AoE here would be real handy for example, Smaepdii right now having to deal with dolls in the back attack spot. But he's got some J items to throw out at them, so it shouldn't be that big of a problem.
Yeah, the J items usually take care of this fight pretty quick in this spot. I think this one's like a 3k split between 6, so they each have like 500.
Yeah, and Poidrac's gonna be coming back right to her deals here, and he's gonna be kind of trailing behind Smaepdii a little bit, but it's not bad. That rat tail could still have something real nice, and he's also gonna be learning that Leviathan, so he might be able to get through some of these fights a little bit quicker, like Mylon and friends and the dolls here.
And we're about to find out what this key item's gonna be. I'd like to see a Magma key. That'd be pretty neat. It makes some interesting choices early on.
Yeah, or darkness would be interesting as well. But okay, well there you go.
So at this point, I'm honestly just tempted to go all the way down to Feymark, open that chest, hope for the pan, and if not, just go to Sheila 1 and Fabul at the same time.
Honestly, I like that point a lot too. I would still maybe consider going to Baron Inn just to check the shops and stuff, but it also makes a lot of sense to go to Underground as soon as possible because it's where, first of all, it's where all of your objectives are. You have a party that should be able to take most stuff down there, and it's just nice to get those freebies out of the way. Feymark chest and Sheila 1, both free. Smaepdii hasn't actually done Fabul, unlike Poidrac, so he's gonna be able to do 2 checks at once, which is gonna be nice for him.
Yeah, definitely. It's I don't know. Early Magma key usually sends me right underground just to get all those free checks out of the way, because those free checks can open so many different checks in the game.
Yeah, checking your freebies is very important. It never feels good to fade a freebie, but another option that is potentially on the table here is because of the radius, we could see Dwarf Castle being played because that is 2 key items, and most interestingly, if for example we got Darkness from the Warp Glitch item, which for those of you who don't know, Warp Glitch is on, so if you use Warp at the end of Dwarf Castle, you can actually get the Sealed Cave item for free, and Warp Glitch is not in logic. So for example, Luca Key cannot be gated behind, the Sealed Cave item, because the game doesn't expect you having Warp at any point. So if we find darkness behind warp glitch item, then that means that, okay, my Luca key is not a darkness, and that information could be really nice. Plus, you're just getting 2 key item checks in one go.
Yeah, definitely. Just the warp glitches changed routing a whole bunch, and that's one great thing about having an early Rydia is that if you feel confident enough to take down that dwarf castle boss, I mean that's a quick and easy 2 item that you can just check really quick.
Yeah. But it'll be interesting to see what Smaepdii decides to do here, because you've definitely got a lot of options for what to do here. Especially with so many gateways to go mode. I mean, you still need Pan, but you know, you can get Adamant or you can get Luca Key, and that's go mode either way. So it's pretty ridiculous just how quickly go mode can be reached here.
Yeah, definitely. And we're seeing Dwarf Castle here, so maybe Smaepdii's just checking shops, which is a definite possibility. We may see the Dwarf Castle play though.
I like this from if he does decide to do it, I really like the play. But I mean, there's not that many plays that you really don't that. There's not that many plays to be disliked in here, because you've got freebies, you've got Dwarf Castle for the information about the Luca Key, like even Keyless Tower can be a play if you're feeling a little behind, or if you want to steal Sirens. Like almost like every you can take. You have a lot of options for what to do here. But I definitely like doing Dwarf if he decides to do it.
Yeah, definitely. It's usually a pretty solid choice overall. But the boss can be quite difficult depending on who it is.
It's also a lot of XP here, but we'll see if he decides to save or if he just leaves. And it looks like he's going to be leaving here, so yeah, see what he does. Looks like he's going to be checking the Tomra shop here. This is really nice because gated shops can have Sirens, Bacchus wine, Coffins. There's a lot of really, really good items. Looks like he's hopefully going to be checking Job Dwarf, though.
Marine Surveyor.
Marine Surveyor. All right.
Poidrac going to be headed underground more than likely as well. Already having done Fugul though, kind of makes it a double and maybe triple dip depending on where that pan ends up being.
Yeah, if I'm Poidrac, I definitely feel I definitely feel a little more inclined to not do Sheila 1 until being done with most things underground, because if there's one thing you don't want to do is triple dip Fugul, because that just kind of hurts a little.
Yeah, definitely agree with that one.
Yep. But meanwhile, Smaepdii looks like he's gonna be checking out the Fame Arch here. It'll be interesting to see what he decides, how much he decides to loot here. What I like to personally do is I like to loot until the first 2 rooms, and if I find the trap chest, then I loot all of it, and if I don't, then I'll just keep whatever I got. And he's already found the trap chest, so just see what he decides to do here.
Looks like we got another Kane at Baron Inn with a Kane Azo. It's pretty interesting. Would you take this other Kane? Would you replace Palom or
with the White Spear? Yeah. It's kind of hard to. I think I would actually get rid of Palom here, because I've already got really good AoE damage with Leviathan and Titan to some extent. So Palom isn't going to be that great, and Warp. God. Smaepdii picked up 2 Zeus gauntlets.
Yeah, that's pretty explosive there.
That's ridiculous. All right, but as I was saying, I definitely like that White Spear. Yes, like.
Wow. The loot.
Game, please. The White Spear is really good, and I don't need Palom that much. So as much, and I already have what Palom mainly gives you is he gives you, you know, an early quake, so you can just whack things dead. But because you've got Leviathan and Titan, like, you're good with AoEs. You don't have to worry about that. Yeah, I would definitely take Kane Kane over Palom here, sorry, but it'll be interesting to see what he does here.
I'd like to see at least one free boss here. It's always good to see a really early King Queen Emblem play.
It looks like it's just gonna be the spoon here, so
It's another dart. I mean,
yeah. I mean, it's another dart. It's the best dart. If we find an Edward somewhere, he can equip it. I don't know if with this party you would really do that, but yeah. It'll be interesting to see here. I didn't actually see if he took the cane or not because I was looking at inventory.
he did,
but...
yeah.
Okay. Yep, and it looks like he did exactly as I thought he would, or as I was saying, getting rid of the Palom because the AoE isn't doing you that much good anymore. But yeah, this is ridiculous. 2 Zeus gauntlets.
All right. So after this, if we're more than likely going to see the Fool play over on Smaepdii side. If you're Poidrac, what do you think your next play is?
Well, with the 2 canes that are already kind of decked out, I would definitely at least consider doing Gork Castle first. I just really like doing that check early, but basically anything works. Like, there's just a lot of decisions. There's just a lot of different routes you can take here. That's kind of the beauty of early Magma seeds, especially with this kind of objectives. It's just like there's so many things to do.
We got a Bahamut over at Leviathan, which is pretty free.
Yeah, free. You just need a Veil here and should be fine. I believe there's also a Vanilla Asura.
Yeah, definitely Vanilla Asura.
Yeah, he's going to be getting those Veils up here, and the Mega Nuke should be reflected soon. Might need to do a little bit more damage to help it along, but it's not going to matter that much.
Getting 2 Star Veils off. Rosa and Edge. It's still going to be putting out that damage. Rosa probably going to be bringing people back up.
Yep. Meanwhile, Poidrac's going to be doing something relatively similar to what Smaepdii did. Going to go to Tamra, hopefully going to check Job Dwarf. Yep. Yeah, it looks like Smaepdii got Radiant up and decided to put a Veil on her as well, which I also like, because getting Radiant XP is really nice. She needs if you're gonna get her up to nuke, she needs as much XP as you can get her. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Like, even with 10 key items, you need 15 sirens to get her to nuke, and it's really dumb.
Smaepdii just letting Bahamut do all the hard work here. Really not worried too much about dying.
I actually don't believe Smaepdii has Leviathan, but Titan is still real nice. AoE. Ooh, the Veil. Oof. Just in time, though, but still kind of rough.
Getting through, but losing that experience on Edge and Rosa is it's a pretty big chunk.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you still keep that. A Mass Immune is definitely still worth it. Would you take the Asura? I wouldn't personally, but
here right now, no, absolutely not.
No reason to. Like, I take way too many Fey March fights, and I still wouldn't take this one, especially after using, like, I think he used all of his Star Veils. Like, no.
Yeah, and especially with not having gone to Sylph yet and not having done Fubul yet, go get those free checks done and taken care of, and then come back later when you've got levels. And
yeah, almost anything is better than that at this point.
much agreed there.
Yeah, and it looks like he's gonna be going for Sheila 1 here. Makes perfect sense here. Freebie, you get to do 2 checks in one go here, because remember, Smaepdii hasn't done Fubul yet.
Poidrac missing out on those Zeus gauntlets, not doing any of the chests in the Feymark cave.
gonna hurt him a little. No, I think he did some. So, but I know he picked up a white spear from them. But
Okay. I
I
didn't
didn't
happen
see
to
much else.
see any of the zoo stuff.
Yeah, I didn't happen to see them either, which I definitely don't blame him for. It takes a while to loot that place. So yeah, it's gonna hurt him a little bit, but it's not gonna be terrible.
And yeah, Smaepdii headed over to Fubul, gonna check those 2 quick key items, and maybe we'll see a pan here.
I don't want to see a vanilla pan. I want this to go on for longer.
No, I'm not thinking vanilla. I'm thinking doing Fubul first. Oh no, never mind. We've already done Fubul. Disregard. Sorry.
Yeah, Fabula is rat tail.
That's right.
But yeah, you haven't seen a hook yet, so can't turn that in.
See if Poidrac decides to take on the free boss fight.
I would imagine so. I don't think he actually went down there to check the Fameart bosses.
Interesting. I mean, we know what it is. It's not a key item, so we don't have to worry about that. It looks like Poidrac's just leaving.
I mean, it's a perfectly valid, like, in most situations, you can't take, there's a lot of situations where it's like, alright, well, I can't do either of these, so I just wasted my time coming down here to basically do nothing, so, yeah, it's fine. Oh, it looks like Poidrac actually went down there and didn't take the Bahamut here.
Alright, yeah, and I happened to be checking out Smaepdii's screen at that time.
Yeah,
But
same.
definitely don't blame Poidrac on noping out.
Yeah, it's not. Plus, it's not a key item, so it's not like it's gonna hurt him in the long run here.
It's like
Well, that
Poidrac
Masa
may
would
be
be
doing
nice.
dwarf. May go out and save and pop back in.
Poidrac's just a shopping trip here. Or not. Okay, he could be getting the dwarf soup. Looks like he's going for the dwarf soup, and it'll be interesting to see what he decides to do.
Smaepdii gonna head over and check Sheila 1. Let's I don't know. What would you like to see here?
Not vanilla pan. That's still kind of not great, but
Very nice.
it's nice, but it's not the pen you wanted to see. But I mean, you'll take a Lukaki here now.
I mean, it's still an objective.
Yep. That also means that you are free to chase, the key item that's at. Because another concern you can have with the warp glitch item is if you haven't seen Lukaki yet, then there isn't a guarantee that that'll lead to progression. Because if Lukaki's at Moon and you're chasing, like, I don't know, Zot from there to try and get Darkness, then you're not going to get it if, the Lukaki's at Moon. So, yeah. Stuff like that's nice to keep in mind. And having a Lukaki is nice, not just because it's an objective, because it lets you know, alright, I don't have to worry about, okay, do I chase this item or do I not? Like, what do I need? Whatever, right?
Yeah, definitely. We see Baigan over at the first boss of the Dwarf Castle. Pretty okay boss. It can hit decently hard, but having the Leviathan should make this pretty short overall.
Yep, the only concern would be Baigan just targeting Riddy every time, but
yeah.
Doesn't look like Warface has been doing a terribly good job at being annoying, so.
Sylph gonna be super useful here.
Yeah, not only can you use Sylph an infinite amount of times because it doesn't drain MP, but it also heals you, so it's really nice. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Smaepdii decides to do next. Looks like he's gonna be doing Baron in here, so he's kind of gonna regret selling the 2 white spears. But I mean, Zeus Gauntlet, it's still gonna be nice. It's just
Yeah.
not great either. I don't actually know if he actually takes the Kane without any good gear for him, because Kane actually really sucks if you can't find him a good weapon. Like, his base weapon is really bad. Spear not good.
Poidrac making it through Baigan and gonna be seeing that second boss here. And if you are rocking Poidrac's team right now, who would you like to see pop up?
I wouldn't mind seeing another Kane. I would actually take a third Kane over Edge. I would consider it.
We got a spoon.
Not.
We got a spoon.
Not. I wouldn't. I still wouldn't. It's too late.
I mean, still pretty low leveled overall.
I don't know.
Having spoon definitely makes me want to think that you would take an Eddie in this situation.
It's because the problem with him is, like, early game he's just amazing and like that's all of your problems solved. But like the later you get, the worse he gets. Like, he's not that great in Z. Like, he can get a lot of damage in quickly, but that's about it. And maybe he wants to consider keeping that for darting. Like, if there's a CPU somewhere where it would take forever. Like, there's a lot of reasons to not take a spoon. So I'm definitely on board with this decision. But taking a spoonword would be, like, there's a lot of most situations taking a spoonword is completely fine.
All right, Poidrac getting through Mile on Seed with no issues. Gonna be pretty interested to see what these 2 key items are coming up.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see here. But yeah, I'm also interested to see what Smaepdii decides to do next. Is he gonna go for Dwarf, or is he gonna? Does he have some other ideas?
Like, I think Dwarf is the play right now.
Yeah.
Keyless Tower kind of seems a little bit out there.
We could also see a spicy just, I'm gonna go straight to Sealed and just gamble on Dwarf being nothing, which would be an interesting play. Oh,
we may be seeing that.
Could be interesting. He could also be doing doors.
And there's the pan at Dwarf Castle. Oh my goodness.
Oh no!
Go mode at Dwarf Castle.
Well,
we still need
Z access. Nothing but spear.
We still need the Moon/Z access, yeah. But this puts us in just go and find as many key items as we can right now and knock those objectives out of the way.
So this play here, if Smaepdii does go through with the only doing Sealed, with doing Sealed and just fading Dwarf, it's actually gonna be really bad for him because like, if you're not doing it for the Warp Glitch, Dwarf is actually a really long check you don't want to do in general. Like, it's a long check, 2 bosses. You don't care that much about the character, although it can be nice. But yeah, with the amount of free characters you can get, it's kind of de-incentivized. So yeah, this could be really bad for Smaepdii here.
Yeah, that pan find is pretty huge.
Yeah, finding that pan there is absolutely incredible for Poidrac there. That's almost the best spot he could be in. It could be in.
Really interested to see what the boss is here in Sealed Cave.
Yep. Oh my god.
Oh wow.
That's pan is literally. Wow.
See a Sealed Cave, don't even need to do it.
Like, pan is like part of pan quest. Fabula is required for everything. Like, that's amazing. That's super gom.
I think at this point, Poidrac would be. Did we find sirens at all?
I don't believe so, actually. But with an edge, you're not really concerned about finding sirens because you can
exactly.
steal them.
That's what I was going to bring up. I was going to say, at this point, I think Poidrac gets the crystal, gets as close to 10 key items as possible, and goes and snags some sirens. And
That's a
Stardust
pretty.
rods and ribbons. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you can sell the white spear, and you can probably sell like this is so dumb.
Wow.
So you buy the stat stick, then you buy some ribbons, and then you just don't have a party that dies. Your party just doesn't die.
Oh wow.
Oh,
This is definitely pretty interesting.
yeah.
Smaepdii could still go right to Dwarf Castle, and this could still be a really close race.
Yeah, but this is still not good at all, and Magus Sisters there is real rough.
Yeah, and low level Magus Sisters here is pretty rough, especially if you don't have like Quake for Quake Kit.
Yeah, even with like like especially hurts because Smaepdii didn't actually. I don't believe Smaepdii actually picked up the Leviathan, which is like that's not what you want to see.
It would be really hilarious if this was the pass when you turned in the fan.
That would be rough.
That would be like the best possible outcome for Poidrac right now.
Yeah. Well, I actually would kind of rather Darkness because it gives me more grind options.
I mean that's fair.
But yeah, he's gonna get the crystal before we see what Sheila 2 is. Could still be a fairly spicy race, depending on where that Darkness decides to be.
That's 8 key items with the crystal.
Hey,
So...
you already sold your X-Cal. You want another one? Maybe you'll like this one better.
Go buy another ribbon.
Go buy more stat sticks and ribbons. This has been the seed of X-Cals and White Spear. This has just been the Kane seed. Like, oh my god. The Kane and Cecil seed. But yeah, now if you're in Poidrac's spot, what do you do?
I think we go steal a whole bunch of sirens, grab a few levels, and go take out that Ashura.
Yeah, Poidrac didn't. Poidrac was the one that didn't do didn't do either of the bosses, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So I think in this situation, it definitely makes a lot of sense to go back down to Fame, get some levels, go back down to Fame Arch. It also depends on like how confident that you feel on because your only other option really is just. I think it's just Keyless Tower at this point, which is not great. So I think it's actually a good idea to go do so yeah, basically Fame Arch fights. Yeah.
Yeah, I think grabbing a few levels, even at minimum, is going to be super beneficial just in general.
Although Zote in chat bring up a good point that if you're gonna steal sirens, it's actually not terribly bad to do Keyless Tower either. So yeah, like it's right in the way. You have to take the trap just there anyway. So yeah, it definitely makes a lot of sense to do that as well. But we'll see what he decides to do.
And Plumeria brings up a good point. Demist could still be rocking it, Vanilla Demist or Waterfall. We did not see checks there early on, so we could have a hidden Demist as well.
There could also be one in the Magus Sister spot because that's open even if you don't have Earth Crystal. Could be there with that Earth, which would be really trolling. But yeah, it looks like Poidrac's at least going to be stealing Sirens here, which makes a lot of sense. Like, you don't want to rely on, like, Moonshop or Hulk for that. Like, you just want to get them and get your levels now, because it's also kind of unlikely that you'll actually get to 10 key items.
Yeah, Smaepdii taking down Cindy, that is super beneficial, and more than likely going to be done with this fight soon. Once Cindy's down, you know, you're pretty much in clear skies.
Yeah, the only annoying thing is that charm there, but more enough, so we'll see what happens. Another reflected lit one. yeah, the Radia is just completely decked out already.
Yeah, just equipping all those ribbons and everything on everybody.
Yep. Looks like Poidrac is just gonna go straight up to Keyless Tower. It doesn't look he might be stealing sirens on the way down, which also makes sense. If you're gonna do it anyways, going backwards works. Works. Wow. This seed is just amazing. So the HP ran out kill on Sandy there.
That was it's pretty good. Smaepdii finally getting through. Gonna find that pan and gonna be getting their crystal soon as well. More than likely gonna head to Dwarf Castle.
First.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very likely to head there. But yeah,
yeah.
Still fairly behind, but we'll see what happens. Rando can be real mean here.
I mean, things can even out pretty quick. As we see a DK Cecil at the top of the tower.
Yep, and all it takes is just a few real bad Z-wipes and suddenly you're 7 minutes behind.
I think Poidrac should be good here as long as they get a Cure 2 off before the third wave.
He might even have Cure 3 potions here. Although that might be Smaepdii. Even then, you don't really need it.
Yeah, because I think the max damage here is like 334 or something. From
yeah,
DKC.
You can life up the Radia. Maybe not actually because of the turn she got. Oh, wait, never mind. Okay. I'm gonna get the XP on the Radia. Yeah, we'll see what Keyless Tower has here. Looks like Smaepdii is going to be going to get the Dwarf Soup and then most likely going to go to Dwarf Castle here, which makes perfect sense here, but yeah, time to see what Keyless Tower has to offer.
Now if you're Smaepdii and you go to Dwarf Castle and you see that pan right away, do you feel behind?
Yes. I definitely feel a little behind, at least a little behind, because it's not... I feel like... No, like, in my mind, it was a low-key gamble to go do that sealed cave when I did it. Like, it makes sense, but it's also, like... I don't know, it feels like kind of a gamble, and seeing that pan is there, it's like, oh god, what if my opponent did Dwarf, like, before they got Luki? Like, what if they did that? Or there's just a lot of situations here where it's like, I am very far behind. So, yeah, it's definitely, you would also feel real bad. Especially, like, someone in chat mentioned, when you get the adamant.
Yeah, definitely.
That's when you just go, where's the dot? Like, that's when you start looking for it.
Poidrac killing off some members here, so we don't waste as many turns parrying around, and we can just get edge turn back to back to back. Just gonna make sneaking a lot faster, and probably gonna rack up about, I'd say, 15 or so sirens here.
Yeah, 15 sirens is a pretty good number. But yeah, from Keyless Tower, we actually found Wind Harp, which is super exciting.
I think at this point, if I have that Twin Harp, I'm more than likely gonna go try and take out the Feymark bosses first.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. Less travel time, and it's just, you know, more checks.
And with stealing all these sirens right now, it's gonna make a little bit of prep time before we go take on Ashura and Bahamut over on Poidrac's side.
But yeah, there's really only one check that could have a key item, since we know that the Bahamut just has a mass immune. Well, but you know.
Smaepdii gonna take that Eddie.
This is an interesting play here. Now, like I was saying earlier, Spoonward is always good here. But it could just be an anchor. That makes sense as well. remember, Smaepdii doesn't value Radia as much as Poidrac does because Smaepdii didn't actually pick up the Leviathan. So yeah, it definitely makes sense getting rid of her. Yeah, you just have a real nice anchor there. RA1's basically free now. Oh, our tracker just told us that Smithy actually threw the spoon at Cindy. So yeah, the only reason you're taking that Eddie is to, just keep him dead.
Yeah, and it's a great option to get rid of the leveled Rydia at this time because you don't have to do the warp glitch because you've already done the sealed cave.
There's not much reason to do it. But yeah, Poidrac is done getting his levels here, but it looks like he's actually going to chase after Twin Harp here. Man of the people coming up here, so why is checking Twin Harp so exciting?
I mean, besides the fact you get to do an awesome walk through Magnetic Cave, there is some randomized harp music. I don't even remember how many songs there are, but it's always good to see somebody do a twin harp check because you can hear some pretty awesome tunes.
Yeah, there's a lot of songs that sound really good on harp here, so pretty excited to see what happens here. Poor Jax. Okay, he's looting. I thought he hadn't seen the blue chocobo. I've had my fair share of trolls, like getting baited into a yellow chocobo. It's real fun.
Yeah, always got to check that chocobo. Those chests / pots gonna have some pretty solid stuff in there.
I pulled a crystal sword out of the barren chocobo forest the other day, so I'm definitely someone who likes those.
Smaepdii headed down to turn the pan. We'll see the Adamant gotten here really soon, and kind of curious as to what play Smaepdii's gonna make here.
Well, if he feels very behind, Keyless Tower is definitely a play you can like. Basically, everything works for his situation. Like, Keyless Tower works if you're behind, but if you think like, okay, my opponent might have stolen sirens, then okay, then I don't go Keyless Tower. Like, there's got to be a lot racing through his mind right now, and I would be completely panicking to just losing it. But yeah, I'm gonna quiet down now because it's almost time for Twin Harp. So, as Poidrac has shown us, it is the Oath from Final Fantasy VIII. So, yeah, pretty nice song here. And we're gonna find a Water Hag here, so that's free. You damage it 3 times, and done.
It's gotta be a pretty good feeling to see that boss here instead of the gauntlet. The gauntlet here can be pretty slow, especially if you get a whole bunch of the bats. Since if they do get turns, you can get the very slow vampire animation.
But you get to hear the song for a lot longer.
That's fair.
Smaepdii might actually fade Sheila 2 here. I think it makes a lot of sense in this situation because he already did sealed.
I mean, at this point, you got to be looking for key items. And speaking of key items, there is go mode for Poidrac, getting that darkness crystal. What is your grind of choice right now in Poidrac's situation?
How many key I have? 1, 2, 3, 4,
9.
5. Okay, 9. Thank you. That's actually a really hard decision to make.
That's 10, I think.
Is
Yeah,
it
that's 10 key items.
eggs? Like I don't see a reason to do any other grind. You can murder eggs really efficiently. I don't think we've seen hourglasses, and even if we have, I still think it's more efficient to crack eggs. You can definitely get some setups to get eggs down super quickly. So, yep, that is go mode, and grind is looking fairly simple.
Smaepdii looking for Mist Dragon. We know is not going to be holding Darkness, but Mist Dragon could be holding Pass.
I mean, I'm definitely okay with checking Demas because it's like at this point you feel behind. So if anything, you want anything to really get you back in the game here.
Yeah, definitely. Poidrac gonna raise that whale. I'm not quite sure. Maybe might go for gold dragons, or could just do eggs in general. But just making sure that whale is raised and ready to go.
He might be looking for a better anchor or some kind of character as well. And I don't. He could also be looking for some hourglasses. That would make gold dragons a lot easier, and just finding stuff like that, pretty nice. So yeah, it's definitely like I can definitely see this just because of the shop. Could also be doing low level strats, although with 10 key items, I don't know.
Smaepdii going up Keyless Tower, gonna be rewarded with that twin harp. Gonna find out that darkness is there at the end. Getting a curse ring in that chest. Could be worth a little bit of money.
Yeah, I think he just But I definitely he might actually just be going to get sirens and fade this.
Yeah.
I would definitely it would definitely be better for him to fade here and just hope the path is somewhere else. But yeah. No. Oh, this is sketchy. This is not okay. Please. Okay.
As long as Smaepdii's just sneaking, it just gives Edge more turns in general. Chilling at 1 HP is just fine.
Please heal though. He could wipe this.
I'm sure Smaepdii will heal before setting off the alert.
You can take damage from stealing.
I don't think you can if you're at 1. I don't think you can die.
I'm pretty sure you can.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
I have never actually tried that.
I'm pretty sure I had it happen to me after walking out of soap, so... Please. Scary. Ugh.
Just getting all these sirens, no big deal.
No
worries.
No, not worrying. Nobody is worried here. Oh no!
Dang. That's rough.
Yeah, that's gotta hurt. Oh, rip.
Saved outside the tower, so it's not a huge time loss, but it is a decent amount of sirens that you have to re-steal now.
That's a lesson that's a mistake you don't do.
Yeah, I didn't even know that, to be fair. Like, I never would have put that together.
Yeah, it really hurts, and he's gotta feel even worse now.
Yeah. Poidrac grinding, getting some experience on Kayn. I wonder if Poidrac's just gonna level and go.
That might be the case. He has a curse ring, so he should be okay. He might also just take the moon character, whatever it is, and then just use them for an anchor, which works as well.
So I think we'll probably see a really high 40s to low 50s grind here for Poidrac, just to make sure that you get through that Z fight.
He stole, I don't remember how many science he stole, but if he stole 15, then he should be able to get ready up to nuke.
Yeah, definitely, especially at 2 times experience.
Oh no, with 2 times experience, then that's exactly what you need. I think you need 30 without, which is just the most ridiculous.
Oh, that's a tough sirens.
you really need the money for that one.
Yeah,
Although,
definitely.
looks like he stole less than, which is still fine, but
At this rate, I don't think Poidrac's too worried about nuke and probably just
yeah.
gonna Zerk up.
Yeah, you can definitely, this is definitely the kind of party where you can just Zerk up and just...
Smaepdii continuing to steal some of these sirens over on the right here. I wonder what Smaepdii's going to try and get to here. And Smaepdii did die to a 3. It was not a 4.
Yeah, he did that to a 3.
But yes, yeah, I think you can get 4 damage as well from Failed Sneak. I never really paid too much attention. I just know I lose health.
You know you can die.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you gotta learn the hard way. It's like Poidrac's done. Not quite sure what the play is here. Probably gonna go finish and buy some more ribbons.
What is this? What?
Interesting.
What's he stealing? What's he stealing? I don't know this. Question.
Yeah, centipedes thankfully aren't super scary. Oh,
Oh,
spicy.
I see.
Okay.
Okay.
Again, today I learned. Wow.
Today, I knew you could steal them, but I had no clue what enemy or where. So now I know you can steal Bacchus wines, earth hammers, and sirens and silk webs.
Dang. I got another little trick to put up my sleeve now. Thanks, Poidrac.
Learned a lot about stealing today.
Looks like, yeah, Poidrac's gonna make that moon play. Might pop into the moon shop, maybe search for Bacchus or something. Especially with grinding that cane, I would assume that's the check. But we'll probably just see a Z dive here in a little bit.
Yep.
No Bacchus wines, unfortunately. So going to take a little bit to get your Zerkers up to full power, but more than likely going to see a dive down here. Maybe just replacing your anchor with the character that's here on the moon.
Yeah, I thought that might have been his plan as well, but we'll see.
Smaepdii getting through that Dark Knight fight, going to be rewarded with that Twin Harp, and we'll more than likely see the play to music after that.
Yeah, if you're feeling behind and you just did tower, you definitely do this. Oh, and that's actually really nice to find a Tele there. Like, that means you can get your, if you do, there's a particular opening you can do to your Z fight where you Zerk first, and you can, if you have some gear on him, Tele can even hit Zerk with a curse string, and you can do that to get your Zerkers online right away, and it's
definitely
really good. Yep.
Yeah,
and with the life
Tele
staffs
was
he
really gonna
bought,
find
like,
there.
yeah, with the life staffs he's got, and I know he's got like wizard gear, like he can definitely get his Zerkers online fairly quickly, which is gonna be real nice to see.
Yeah, at this point, I think Poidrac's just, hey, let's go make that safety save before we go down to Z, and then just do what we can to get through the fight.
Yep.
Smaepdii getting that Twin Harp, going to be making their way down the tower. More than likely going to head up and do music.
Yeah, if you're feeling behind, you know, like you just saw Pan with an Adam and you're like, oh no. Like I think at that point I'm definitely panicking a little bit. So yeah, it's like okay, I must be really far behind. So yeah, going Twin Harp here makes sense if you feel like it.
Yeah, that's uh unfortunately it's pretty rough when you see that Pan show up and you're just like, oh well, I guess I could have done this and not had to do or the adamant anyways when that showed up at behind the Pan.
And it looks like he's gonna be going straight to that Twin Harp, so he's gonna be getting the he's gonna be getting his Darkness soon enough. There's some more FF8 music, but yeah. Kind of unfortunate the way this race went for him, but we'll see. It's not over yet. You never know.
Yeah, no, the race definitely is not over. Zeromas can go sideways pretty quickly depending on events that happen.
Yep. Started seeing these flags with a Z and I think it's a question mark. Yeah, any idea of what this means?
I wholeheartedly believe that it means it's nap time, and I'm ready for a nap. No, the actual meaning behind these is the final boss of this game, while usually a giant tentacly mess, is actually randomized, and there's a whole bunch of different sprites we can get, from your Captain Hook all the way to your Titus or your Titus, if you want to say it that way, from FF10. Like there's such a giant variety, and it's probably my favorite part of the game, to be honest.
Yeah, it's really fun, and there's a pretty common catchphrase around here that we like to say when we're about to discover the Z sprite. You do the honors for me, Couch?
Yeah. Whose butt are we gonna kick? Thine posterior.
Alright, here we go.
Got a raid from Penguin, and looks like Smaepdii going to be playing music for those that didn't hear it yet.
Yeah, we're gonna get We're gonna get Z sprite and music at the same time. This is glorious. There it is.
Speaking of tentacles.
Someone ping Natara. Someone ping Natara right now.
So we see we see Poidrac getting those Zerks off really quick. More than likely going to fight here with the edge. It's going to go to Tella, and just going to queue up more Zerks. Getting a good counter nuke target there on the bottom cane instead of the Tella. Taking that Tella out would be pretty rough.
Yep, and a direct cast Cure 4 will full heal, and yeah. Single target Cure 4 will actually full heal the target.
Got Smaepdii taking down the Water Hag. Going to be rewarded with that Darkness Crystal and 10 key items. More than likely we'll see a grind and a trip to the moon. Or we may see a grind on the moon, because I know mute bells were seen, so possibility.
Yep.
Poidrac just going to toss that X-Cal, by the way, with that one edge. Going to do probably about almost 9k damage here. Almost 8k. Okay. A decent chunk.
Yep.
Looks like Smaepdii's headed back underground to probably grind. And then we'll continue watching Poidrac make some quick work of this Ultros fight. Having 3 Zerkers and 1 Rosa makes it pretty quick. Just having berserkers in general in any fight kind of jams up the queue, not allowing or allowing your team to get some more attacks in. Got coffins over on Smaepdii side. Gonna make a pretty quick and easy grind here.
Coffins are always nice if you're unsure whether or not you can actually one-shot the eggs here. Pretty quick way to do it without getting hatched just here until you get the levels to do that. Alright, with his damage, he's definitely in a pretty good spot here.
Yeah, and with those ribbons and the awesome equipment that was picked up over the course of the run, Rosa.
Well,
Ooh, Rosa going down
that's
there.
a high
Actually,
roll right there.
I just had to say something about that, didn't I?
Yeah, okay, so now it's only Zerkers left here, but okay, well that's not great.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
This
Ninja shirt, the ninja shirt.
Uh-oh.
The ninja. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
wow. This changes the whole race up right now.
Well, then, that's gonna make things a lot. Oof.
This moves things a lot closer now. That's a pretty unfortunate wipe.
Yeah.
Maybe doesn't even have that many eggs left to grind here, so this could be a lot closer.
So, Ultros 1, Runners 0. That's... Ugh. But yeah, it always sucks to have a Meteor wipe, especially like Big Bang into Meteor after that high roll. That's really painful there.
Yeah, that was some very unfortunate luck.
But he still has a pretty good lead over Smaepdii, who is still just going. But yeah, I still think Poidrac needs to wipe a few more times before or Poidrac needs to wipe a few more times before Smaepdii can really catch up here. But it's still brings them a lot closer.
It could happen again. We just saw a pretty rude sequence of events there, so.
Yep, there's always a chance, unless you're level 60. But yeah,
I mean, even then it can still happen.
Yeah, even then your board face can just nuke it and can just do really bad things to Rosa.
Smaepdii probably about 4-ish levels behind where Poidrac is currently at, so it shouldn't be too many more sirens until we see an attempt.
Yeah, he might actually be trying to get Paladin to nuke here. Not 100% sure. Shouldn't be that much longer either way.
Yeah, definitely. Just really close in general, HP wise. Fortunately, I think Palom having like 4 more levels to go until nuke. It looks like it was 48 there.
However, his Z fight's actually gonna be, if he's planning on doing hybrid strats, his Z fight's actually gonna be quite a bit faster than Poidrac's, which is nice.
Unfortunately, Palom breaking open that egg there, causing the lightning to be cast.
He should be okay, yeah. He's good. I've seen enough close calls with eggs.
Yeah.
I've never zerked a forum. What? Anyways, so... Yeah, the X-Scals are getting darted, the Spoon has been darted here, his damage is already going here. I believe all the Zerks are about to go up here, and yeah.
It looks like Palom just learned Meteo, so a couple more levels, and we'll see Nuke. So yeah, that's more than likely what's going to happen, and we're probably going to see full hybrid over on over on Smaepdii side.
Yep. That Rose actually had a little bit less skill than I thought she had, but I mean, still unfortunate that the wipe happened.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Smaepdii ready to go. We're gonna head up to the moon and make their descent. We could still have a close race here, depending on what happens.
Yep, if Poidrac were to take another wipe here, then this could be quite the race here.
Yeah, at this point, if I'm Poidrac, I'm thinking, well, I may as well try and nerf this last Big Bang.
Yeah, I would even consider it. He's set up to do it pretty consistently, so he should be pretty good.
Just depends on the whole damage output that we get here. We
Looks
may.
like
It looks
he's
like
not nerfing it, which is perfectly fine. Like,
oh yeah,
that
definitely.
Big Bang was not okay.
It was definitely a relatively high Big Bang there.
Yep.
Getting that Cure 4 queued up.
But yeah, hopefully that doesn't happen again and he rolls into Meteor. That would be unfortunate for him. Well, okay, so we went from a high roll to a low roll there.
Rosa making it through pretty much seals up this fight.
She learned something.
Yeah, we should be seeing a relatively quick finish here now that survived there.
Based on what his damage last time, he should be getting the Meteor fairly soon. I won't say GG because bad things can still happen, but yeah, like Black Hole, you never know, because this is gonna put a stop to his damage. So yeah. And that's gonna be the flash there. Poidrac has won the race here with an official race time of 1:14:20. So GG's to Poidrac here. We'll see if we'll be joined by him for an interview soon.
Yeah, fantastic run by both runners. Just Smaepdii unfortunately taking the Luca key bait and getting a little bit unlucky with Maga Sisters there.
Yeah, real unfortunate here, but I believe we are joined by Poidrac here. So how do you feel about that scene?
Really good until that high roll Big Bang.
Yeah, that was pretty rough.
I had everything lined up perfectly. The Cure 4 was ready to go off immediately after it, and that happened. Yeah, but yeah, that's normal. I didn't really have a whole lot of gear on Rosa. The only thing that was really boosting her magic defense was the life staff and wizard hat. Maybe if she had the ribbon, it would have been a bit better. But yeah, I was feeling really good until the end. Then it was really just scramble.
Yeah.
So one of the things that was kind of interesting to me was why did you go to Tequila's Tower when you did, when you had other options such as the Famer boss? Why was that your first choice?
Asura, actually. Bahamut I knew was fairly easy, but I didn't really have a good way to actually defeat Asura. I didn't find a Mute Knife for Edge or a Rune Axe for the Canes. I really didn't have a good way of actually getting through her as a fight, so I didn't want to go down and just do one and then leave. I wanted to go. If I was going to do them, I was going to do them both together.
Right. And what I specifically actually wanted to ask you about was when you had the choice of, okay, go mode. Now, where do I get my Z-Axe? Keyless Tower or take the Famer fights, which are basically your two options at that point. What was your thought process in doing what you did?
The easy thing there for me to go do was go do tower. On the way out, still sirens. I hadn't found them anywhere. We've got that edge. We've got the sirens available. Still 10 on the way out. There's my grind ready. If I get the get something that's chainish or the access to Zeromus, brilliant. And in the end, it was the Twin Harp which led to the Darkness Crystal. So yeah, it was really go there, do the boss fight, get the grind on the way out, then see what happens.
Great. And I was also interested in. So you immediately went to Twin Harp. Did you ever consider doing those Feymarch fights before the Twin Harp, or were you just like, all right, I'm gonna go chase this?
As I said, I didn't have a good way to get through Asura, and that took Feymarch completely out of my mind. It was hope on the Twin Harp and then see what happens after that. If it gets me the win, great. I really didn't have a good mindset for that. It was I knew it could be in the Feymarch. There's two chances there instead of the one for the Twin Harp, but I put all my bets on that. If I find something later to make the Feymarch easier, brilliant. But yeah, pinned it all on the Twin Harp.
Do you have any other particular things you would like to bring up, Couch or Poidrac?
I actually had a question. What did you think of all those white spears and all of those canes?
And the Zeus gauntlets. Don't forget about the Zeus gauntlets.
Well, I wasn't too mad at it. I picked up that second cane in Baron Inn because really I thought this was a more berserk sort of situation, and with the double pan objective and already having the adamant, it was sort of more in line of a jet seed. It just threw that rather than anything else, and so I thought Zerk is easier and quicker to set up. Let's go with that rather than wait for level 50s.
Yeah.
Right. You definitely have the gear to make that happen, and despite all the, all the radius and paladins we saw at the start of the seed, definitely turned that into a Zerk party, and it was definitely the actual choice in that position.
Yeah, it definitely felt the right decision as I got close to the end, and having pretty much going to see at the hour mark. Yeah, I like I said, I was really happy about all my decisions up until that very last big bang on that first attempt. But yeah, things happen.
Well, all right then. Do you have anything else you'd like to mention, or any further questions, Alex?
I'm good there.
Yeah.
Poidrac has anything to say?
Well, the only thing I have to say is I've just had a look through the 2-0 people in the group, and I just want to say I don't want to go up against any of you. Can I have a bye, please, Skylar?
Well, anyways, good luck, and GG's on winning the Battle of the Admins.
Well, shout out to Smaepdii, to all the Restreamed team as well, Couch, Marty, Ali, and can't remember who was on the tracking today. Xenocat. So good job to everyone. Have a good evening. I'm going to go and collapse on my bed.
As we come back from that interview here, Smaepdii is doing hybrid strats from the look of it here. Looks of it. Words. But yeah, he's gotten really good damage. Oh, this big thing. Sketchy now that I think about it.
Oh yeah, definitely some. Probably gonna take a cane wipe here as well. Okay, close one there.
Oh, that's
right into a virus. That's really rough.
All right, well the Black Hole's gonna get rid of that, but yeah, he pretty much has to get Rosa up here. I think. Oh Lord, the shake. All right, he tanks it, but still.
Yeah, this is a pretty sticky situation.
Yeah. He's awfully fast, although who knows. Oh lord, yeah.
Yes, sometimes Tella as an anchor at his base level is pretty rough.
It looks like one to me. Wow.
Yeah, that's a big ouch right there.
That feels like you need to do some adjusting, or at least that would be my idea. Or maybe just something went really bad on that. Could have been just because he had one party member alive, but it looked real bad. So yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Zeromus gets a lot of speed, or a lot more turns off if he only has one person against him. Whereas if you have a full party constantly queuing up actions, Zeromus is a little bit slower.
Oh, only one slow, and which would doesn't help you. And BS1 is also kind of rough for you know, hybrid strats. Can be a little hard to get those inputs in, but yeah, the slow definitely didn't help there. And apparently he accidentally casted white on Palom, which is
Oh no.
that's always fun.
The good news is he took it like a champ.
Yeah.
Palom was still alive after that. Actually, wait. No, they just brought Palom back up. Never mind. But I have a feeling this fight's going to go much, much smoother.
Yep. Yeah, we'll see what how this next attempt goes here. Doesn't? Where are his star bells? Oh, okay.
Probably going to see some darts from Edge here. Yeah, 2 X-Gals. That's an easy, almost 16,000 HP knocked off. Definitely a good choice to throw.
I would even try just reflecting off of slow here, because you don't want to get the counters. But yeah, BS1 is a little sketchy here. Yeah, this is already going a little weirdly. Yeah, first Big Bang's not going to be too much trouble since it's nerf, but we'll see what happens in subsequent Big Bangs.
Yeah, probably expect Edge to see a dart here and then maybe a follow-up Cure 3. Maybe going
I would Cure 4 or Zerk. No. I don't know what I'd do. I'd actually probably Cure 4. Does he have Bacchus actually? I don't think
no,
he does.
no Bacchus.
Well, okay, he should be able to get the Cure 3 into
just probably gonna go almost
Cure 4
pure
into
reflect
Cure
here.
3. Cure 4 into Cure 3 the kid, then Zerk.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Solid plan there.
And that defense sword already proving to be super useful. 3k damage around it isn't too bad for having only a solo cane being Zerked.
Yeah. And that Masa cane, Masa, Edge is gonna be doing pretty nicely once he gets Zerked here. And then we'll just see how it goes. It's basically gonna be a damage race at that point. That was, wow.
That was a really big one.
Yeah, that was a big one. That's an HP ran out right there. That's pretty terrible. So that HP ran out there is gonna hurt a lot. It's not GG, not even close to it. He can still recover this. 2 Zerkers and Rosa works pretty nicely. If he decides to, he can actually nerf Big Bangs fairly consistently with this setup. So yeah, actually, if I was Smaepdii, I would just run with this. I wouldn't bother trying to get Powell here.
Yeah, basically. I mean, you can more than likely just sit out the full power Big Bangs. Everybody's kind of got the HP values.
Yeah, Rosa with these levels shouldn't be dying here, so yeah, he doesn't. And even if he didn't have the HP or the gear, nerfing them should be fairly easy from this position. So yeah, he's in a good spot. What do you know? What that gear? What gear that Rosa has?
I believe Life Staff Ribbon, and I'm not sure what else, but I know the ribbon is on.
So even if this is straight into medio, not gonna be a problem. Yeah, he's more than fine with this HP value.
Oh yeah, especially with rocks falling right there. That's
Wow.
that's pretty GG.
Yeah, that's pretty GG right there. I hope he goes for the swag white, but I wouldn't really dare. He's holding A though.
Holding A is a very good strategy.
Swag bomb? Not today. But anyways, that's gonna be the flag, and Smaepdii is gonna be done in second place. Still did very well for what he did with a 128.33 here now. We'll see if he's gonna be joining us for an interview soon.
Yeah, unfortunately taking an unlucky routing choice, but
Yeah.
overall still played fantastically well.
I believe we are joined by Smaepdii. How are you doing?
The old idiom is always do your objectives first, and this is one of the rare situations where that not be the case.
So yeah, that was the main thing I kind of wanted to ask you about was why exactly did you do sealed cape when you did, when you had other options?
My instinct was I wanted to do Dwarf Castle. I really wanted to do Dwarf Castle. I had Warp on Rydia. It's good XP. I'm always a fan of an early Dwarf Castle play, but the sealed cave check, like I knew I would get an objective out of the way if that also had a key item there that led to something else, then that could give me a huge advantage. But no, that ended up not being the case. I had a lot of really good gear on my team as well, so I felt like even though I'm a little low level for cave, I think I can get through it fine, and ended up being a little bit of a wall. I think I reset twice there, and then it just ended up not even being necessary because the adamant was sitting there at Dwarf Castle the whole time.
So tell me what was going through your mind once you got that pan, and then when you got that adamant, like what was going through your mind throughout that entire situation chain?
From that point, I knew, well, if I have to hope that Poidrac made the same play as I did, or else there's just no way to recover at this point, because the seed was just way too linear from that point, and the only decision I had to make was, do I want to follow this twin harp, or do I want to go fight Asura in the Fey March, which is not a decision, really.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just like, well, I'm gonna keep playing this as well as I can. Just keep going forward. Hope Poidrac made the same play, but as soon as I landed on the moon, I saw the dot done come through and figured, yeah, no, he didn't.
That's gotta hurt a little bit. What was your opinion on these objectives?
I'm a huge fan of the pan in general. I think it's so much fun when it comes up because it has the potential to open up so much. So when I saw the double pan objective there, I was happy from the get-go. I knew this had a potential to be a jet seed, so I was looking early for potential anchors and stuff like that. I got the Edward and decided to use him as an anchor, and then switch it off to the Tella. Just in case he might be able to get a Zerk or something off to help me at the beginning of the fight, because I didn't find Bacchus wines for sale anywhere. So I thought it was a really fun seed, very technical seed, and just made a routing mistake that couldn't recover from.
Yeah, I felt you played pretty well. Both of you did. Just unfortunately, having Maga Sisters at that spot was pretty rude as well.
Yeah, I mean, I was in an okay spot for it, just in that I had a lot of area damage with Quake and Titan. But yeah, they were just so fast, and taking out a character per turn just was not ideal. So thankfully, throwing spoons helps.
Yeah. Something really unfortunate happened while you were stealing sirens there. So.
Oh
Did
yeah,
you-
that. Yeah, Final Fantasy IV is a weird game. Did you critically fail steals? Because I forgot.
Yeah, that was when I saw you come in there without healing, I was like, oh no. Oh Lord.
I had completely forgotten that was a mechanic in this game. So so that was interesting. I didn't get tilted too much in that, because at that point I had already consigned myself to, well, this is either I'm losing right now or I'm even right now. So it wasn't too bad, but yeah, lesson learned.
Did it ever cross your mind to maybe steal some Bacchus wines or something like that? Or
I had considered it, but by the time I'd finished my grind, I was feeling extremely rushed. I was like, well, even if you did make the same play, like this is really, I really don't have time to go farm them. So I just went straight for it. I was hoping, I haven't been to the moon yet. I'll check the Hummingway Cave and see if Bacchuses are there. If not, then we'll just go in without. Unfortunately, they were not there. So.
You have any other questions or Couch or?
No, I'm good. I just want to say GG's again.
Yeah, GG's.
Thanks so much. Thanks to both of you. Thanks to Xenocat doing the tracking tonight. Alice L doing the restream. It's been a pleasure. Gonna hit some practice and last chance to stay alive next week. So give it my best shot.
Yep. Good luck.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
All right, and with that, it looks like we're going to be rating Y2 Sky. I do want to say thank you to the restreamer Ali, our tracker Xenocat, my co-commentator Marty, RBG Limit Break for hosting this fantastic race, and UChat for just being amazing.
Yeah, and we're going to be having some races on both the Free Enterprise channel and on Randomania at 8 p.m. Eastern, so make sure to watch those if you like this one. According to Skull Kitty in chat, it is Randomania 2 that is going to be the channel there. So, yeah, be sure to hop on over there.